And out of sight, out of mind doesn't help, because the eye in my head is in it. Where's the Tony video? How come you're not playing Tony videos? What's wrong with you? What, you gotta stick up your ass again? What, your man don't like you no more? I'm like, dude, stop teasing me like this. It's not even like that. It's not even like that. It probably was like that. I was probably obsessive. This is obsessive compulsive behavior. See, this is the shit. I did this shit to my credit cards, right? Without having something to punch on to take my energy out on, I punched on my credit cards. And I punch them, I blow them to the max, and then I take out loans and pay them off, and then I punch them back up to maxes again, till now I got the credit cards plus the loan, and then I'm paying them off, and then I'm punching them back up. And with Tony, it was like, it was a release in laughter, but it was bad and healthy. Shit was on borderline obsessive. It was. If Tony lived anywhere near Stanford, it probably would have been an issue. Oh God. You know what? I'm gonna refresh my mind and not think about him and his beautiful fiance and his 2 cats that I just love to death, and his 2 sons that I just love. I'm not gonna pay attention to it, and it's not right. It's not right. I'm gonna be better though. I'm gonna get past this debt I'm in, this student loan debt. I've been in student loan debt since I was 18 years old, and I am 42 years old. Who has student loan debt for that long? I can't blame it on non-payment, because I was a fool for the tool when I was 18. I got expelled from the same school twice, and I had took out $15,000 in loans to go to that school, and I had no credits to show for it. Then on top of that, I thought I was being smart. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like 3 years later, I went to consolidate on those loans because they was in default. I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't know what a consolidate was. I acted like I didn't make this deal with this bank, and then I never paid them. I told you, like, okay, I hung up the phone, and then I ran back outside like I was just taking a message for my mom to make tuna casserole for dinner. And then I get a letter like a year later, you've defaulted on your payback loans for 12 months straight. $10,000 in penalties on your ass for consolidating with us and not giving us our money. I'm like, what is a consolidation? That's how far out of it I was. On top of that, by the time I went back and fixed that shit, and I had to give them $200 a month for a year to get it out of default, I owe them like $5,000 just from fixing the mistake I made like 5 years before. And then I'm paying it down. I lose my job. I had to make lesser payments because I was making lesser money. Then I go back to school, right? I'm like, I'm about to get my degree. I'm about to be strong in the field of 40-year-olds with college degree hopes, right? So I go and I go online now. I get my degree. I add $35,000 on top of the $25,000. And then guess what? I graduate school in December 2019. And we know what that is about. Now, not only did I lose my job, but all the reason I went to school was to get a job in public administration, which is government. And you know them government jobs got shut the hell down, if you know what I mean. So I haven't been able to get another job. I've been living off unemployment, and all of my loans the payments have stopped for 2 years, and all that interest done collected. So it's like I never paid anything anyway. And here we are at square one. And I'm 70 grand in debt with a degree. And it's like I never did anything. I just kept borrowing money and then just putting shit on hold, which isn't true. That's not true. And I have to catch myself because I do this. I compulsive behave like this. And I'm doing it to Schuler King now. I'm leaning on Schuler kind of like I was leaning on Tony. I'm just like, uh-oh. Here comes the stalker from behind the screen. leaning on another man for a laugh so she doesn't, because she can't punch on her credit cards again. I'm like, that's me. And now I got this podcast, and now I'm trying to beat up on this podcast so I'm not beating up on my credit cards or leaning too hard on comedians for a laugh so I can get over my issues. And it's all about passing the gas. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm full of it at some point. I know I'm full of shit at some point. At some point, I'm just passing the bar, and ain't nobody seeing no payments from me. It's like that financial ruin and that social ruin playing the same game. And once you're socially ruined, the financial ruin comes right in the background. This is when you try to exceed in life, and either the financial catches you and it pulls you down, or those of the financial kingdom can see your ruin, and then that ends up ruining you too. I'm just losing it at this point. And like, I'm just praying for Tony. I just want him to get better so I can get better. Because I'm just like right under him. Like, Tony, we need to laugh. And he's like, who is you? I'm like, oh damn. I'm like under his bed. Like, Tony, you need to make me laugh. I'm serious. He's like, if you don't get your crazy ass out of here. You know something like this. Oh my God. I was watching A.E.V South show yesterday. That's with the comedians from Wildin' Out. It's Chico Bean, Carlos Miller, DC Young Fly. Those are the main three, and then it's who they bring with them along the way. And they had this thing where like they smoked a blunt and they just started freestyling and having these conversations. You know, I'm not gonna talk about the smell, because obviously you're gonna smell something because your nose is there, and then your mouth and your nose are so close, and then you're going to a place where the booty hole and the pee hole are so close together. Like, you're either gonna taste or smell something. If I don't know, but a comedian on here, his name was Black Ron. He talked about going down on this girl for a half hour during the Squid Game show, and you ever had a spasm in the middle of your fart, like a farsm? He was like, it's Jesus Christ, she didn't die? Like, that's the first thing I asked. Was like, she didn't die from an orgasm? Like, the orgasm didn't kill her? It's like, I don't know. That's that world I will never know nothing about. And if I did know nothing about it, I will never confess it to this son bitch. This podcast will never hear my episodes of Congolingus on those levels. Those are those girls who have the best of the best, and then they just treat guys' tongues like water machines, and they just water their mouths, and these now you can just direct a guy's tongue with your hips. Like, I don't know. This is guy didn't send me that cup. No, he probably sent me that cup of tea, and I probably put shit in it. And now he's not sending me no more cup of tea. I'm gonna mess it up. That was the worst thing you could have said live on your podcast, and I have no way to edit that out. All right, we gonna pretend like I didn't say that, because that just sounded gross as hell. God, I need to control what I'm talking about on here. See, this is the issue. I got dreadlocks in my logic, and I need to clean them shits out. All kinds of shit wrapped up in them dreadlocks. All kinds of land and bad thinking and weird thinking and desperate thinking and non-Tony Baker animal voiceover thinkings in there. I just want to quote from them. I don't want to think for myself. Who does that anymore? Anyway, that's one issue. Another issue is I miss my niece. I miss her a lot. I want to talk to her. I can't. Pretending a little bit too hard on it. I filled out a job application for FedEx today. So I might just get a job for the holidays. That's some type of coin in my pocket to keep my bills paid for another couple of months. Even if they did give it to me, I still gonna have to save that money so that I won't have to work for, let me see, probably up until June. Get it through to my birthday. I don't know. I hope they hire me. I need to work. But this is like the busiest time. I remember when I worked for the post office like 20 years ago just for the Christmas holiday. And they ended up keeping my ass. I was like, come work for us to get $10 an hour, 40 hours a week. I'm like a 21-year-old with no bills. I was like, thank you, Jesus. And then I quit that good-ass job to go to China for 3 weeks. Came back home. I was like, did I just quit my job for 3 weeks and can't get it back? I should have just asked them for. I was like, can I have like a month off for a family emergency? That would have been much better if I knew that was gonna happen. Nah, I done went and wrote down all these ideas about obesity and the cultural magnet of the black community and how obesity affects us, especially when it comes to racism, segregation, and separation. I had this whole thing planned out, and I was going to wrap it to you for like 20 minutes, but I done went into my deepest feelings and pulled out a Tony Baker. I'm like, okay, Isha, I know where you at. Maybe, I don't know, Chris Rock, I don't know. Maybe go back and go over it. I might pull out something healthy, something beneficial. Hopefully, Miss Blue will come out with something better and more forward in Miss Rhapsody than I normally do. I keep throwing on my rap songs like I'm about to bust a freestyle, and that's not true. My freestyles come from a painful place. They're real breathy and gassy, and they just sound like I'm in need of therapy at some point. But I digress. I'm trying to get back to sleep. I thank you for listening. That was suspect. Alright. Happy holidays, y'all. And see you when I see ya. Talk to you later. I could plan a podcast. That is not going to happen. I do not have the mindset to sit here. Chop up block to block how I'm going to tell you about weight loss and weight gain.